Hey, welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the stories behind their latest release and also playing their new video. Special thanks to my good friend Jody Best of Best Bet Promotions for coordinating and scheduling today's artists. Having over 20 plus years in the music industry, if you're looking for a highly successful promotion and marketing professional who's extremely motivated, look no further than Jody Best. For more information, contact Jody via email at bestbetpromo@yahoo.com. Special thanks today to my sponsor, Go-Go Tuners, for all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy. Look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefined, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on the Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. Today's guests are some young rockers from Sacramento, California. The band's called Red Voodoo, and they're spearheaded and produced by Tesla's own Frank Hannon. They got a new single out called Rise Up. We're going to talk to the guys. We're going to talk to Frank about Rise Up. We're going to play the video and a whole lot more right here on Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Bada bing, bada boom! Welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV in New York. We are keeping new music alive on the radio airways and also on video on Zoom. And today's a great one. My buddy under me, Mr. Frank Hannon. Tesla, podcaster, producer, farmer, the coolest guy. They're one of the coolest guys in the business. And to the left, Davin and Dino, Red Voodoo. Today we rise up and be strong. How's everybody doing? I know.
Doing great.
Calamari, crazy Italian out of New York. You gotta rock and roll. Gentlemen. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Great to see you. I love the song. I love the video. We're going to play the video in a little bit. My goodness, before I get to Mr. Frank, because I've talked to Frank a million times and I love that guy. You guys, I got to say, you hit the jackpot if nobody's ever told you. Because the best teacher in life is experience. And if you want to get into the music business, either you're nuts, you lost your mind, you were dropped, or you find some guy like Frank and you do the Frank Hannon Farm and Rock Camp. You do landscaping and you get the best advice from one of the best guys out there. Yeah, no, real. All kidding aside, man, if I was going to start a band, I'm not a musician. I would definitely.
Come on, man, you're making me blush.
I would reach out to a guy like that who's got 30, 40 years in the business. He's been in a great band. He knows how hard it was to get going. They've had the roller coaster ride. They hit the 90s, little crash and burn, grunge, hip hop. But they survived and they came alive back on the other side. I got to see him with Poison, Def Leppard, and there's nobody that has better experience than that guy down here. So congratulations. Good for you. Make the best out of it is all I can tell you, man. So how cool is it? How did you get hooked up with Frank? Dino, tell me the whole story about the band, and we'll get into Davin stealing the Sam Ash store in Sacramento with all the guitars up there behind him. Go ahead, Dino.
Right.
All right, man. So how I got together with Frank, was well, Frank, you can help me out with this as well. But I was looking, with Red Voodoo, we needed some guidance. We want to get to that next level, you would say, because we were a Van Halen tribute band, playing the club scene in NorCal, and we wanted to start writing real original music. The only way you could really make it as a band. And so over, I was like, all right, I'm gonna message, Frank Hannon of all people on Facebook and see if I can get a reaction out of it. So I sent him a text, and he says, hey, call me on Monday. I'm like, all right, I'm in school right now. I'm freaking out. And I call him up, and anyways, Frank, you said, what was it? I'm jogging my memory.
Dino
That
who?
you heard about me through, what was it? Your bass player?
Oh no, well JT told me about you.
Right.
And then as we got to know each other, Pat, it turns out that Dino's dad was in a band locally back in the 80s that I used to make demo tapes for with my little portable studio back in the day. I've always had a love for recording and taking that love to other bands and recording stuff. And it just so happened that Dino's dad was in a band that I did that for 30 years ago.
Wow.
Hello? Did we get lost?
No.
Oh,
No, we're
okay.
good.
I'm out in the boondocks there, Patrick, so I don't know if my Wi-Fi is working good.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. So, wow, 30 years ago, small world. And
Yeah. So then, another friend of mine who's a producer here locally in town had a studio, and he did their first demo tape. And then I heard about him through that. And then JT told me about Dino's vocals and his singing. And then Dino and his dad came over to my house, and we went to a club and jammed out at the Powerhouse Pub in Folsom. And but the main thing was that I told Dino, and I tell any band that I work with now, is that, it really, everything depends on your songs and trying to write the best songs you can. And there's a difference between a song and just a jam, where like you're just jamming and it's just, you're just improvising, or if you craft a song like what Paul McCartney does when he writes a song and it's arranged and it's simple but real. So anyway, so Dino kept calling me, and I said, hey man, bring me a song. And sure enough, he brought me the idea for the song Rise Up. And then that's when I said, okay, let's do this.
Frank, how many bands have you worked with over the years that have actually, moved on and got that luck and got that chemistry and worked hard and had the desire and, got maybe signed? I mean, it's certainly, I know you probably told these guys, this isn't an easy ride at all.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. When you were rolling those dice earlier and talking to us about rolling dice, it was making me think about the odds of making it in the music business, or just getting out of a local scene. What are the odds of that? It's slim to none. You asked me how many bands I've worked with. I don't really have a count, but ever since when I got my first 4-track recorder, and when Tesla started making it, and I started learning stuff from Ronnie Montrose and people that were producing us, I used to try to share that with my buddies that had bands, countless bands, a lot of bands that always ended up breaking up. And I really kind of just gave up on the notion of trying to help bands, because it's always been a letdown, to be honest with you. But it's so refreshing now to find these young guys that are really hungry and want to do it and are willing to work, because it takes a lot of work. It's not just something that happens by luck. And I don't want to harp on it too much, but yeah, there was a couple bands that I actually did get signed and get that close to being signed. One of them actually did get signed to Geffen, and they threw the whole thing down the tubes with I got signed like so close, and then the singer got in a fight with the drummer and he quit the band, and then another guy's girlfriend broke up the band. So a lot of letdowns. So this success that we're having with Red Voodoo and Rise Up is really super exciting, because finally, after 100 bands, I'm seeing some lucky sevens getting rolled here.
Absolutely. And there's been a void, Frank, I think. We've missed, there's a gap. And I was so excited to see these guys with you and the Greta Van Fleet and the band Dirty Honey. I'm thinking, where's everybody? What are we doing wrong? I mean, there's this void. So to see these guys that want to emulate you and the Van Halens and the Sammy Hagars and the Montrose, and I know you guys done a million interviews and I got the press release and all that. Congratulations and go for it, man. But, you know, to me, I come from a business background, so it's a business plan. It's, you know, are we on the same page? What are our goals? What are our objectives? You know, it's like a family. Frank will tell you, even with the Tesla, you're touring, you're not home, you know, everybody has different personalities. And in the music today, what do you get, Frank? 3 pennies for a downstream? I mean, it's even worse. Not everybody has the luxury that I do, that I can play the new music. I mean, I'm not here to bash corporate to play all the hits. I mix the classics with new music, but money-wise. So one of my questions I'll say to Dave is, we'll talk about success. Is it better to be successful, Dave, and make money, or be successful to be remembered?
To me, being remembered seems like it's more important. You know, I've always said that I'd rather be happy doing something than be doing something I want to be. You know, probably being remembered and just being happy with what you do. That's pretty much what I think would be successful.
Absolutely, because I think Frank will tell you, if you're doing it for the money, you forget about it. It's all about the love. It's all about the drive. It's all about the believe. Look, people would laugh at me. You're getting into radio now. You did this, you did that. I've always loved music all my life, just never was a musician. And I've had the door closed in my face from radio stations. And now who's laughing? I'm hanging out with Frank Hannon, Billy Gibbons, Alice Cooper, Cheap Trick, Night Ranger. I've met them all because of hard work and perseverance. And I don't look at, you know what, you're going to have a bump in the road. And Frank will tell you, like Tesla, I think you guys broke up a little bit in the 90s, but it's not the fall, it's getting up, you know, brushing the pants and going, time to regroup, time to kick ass, time to take names. That's what makes it even better. It's not about the giving up part, but you guys got a great guidance, a great leader there, a guy that's been through it. And I don't have to, what's the word? Brag or sell yourself to that. I think you guys are intelligent enough to know that.
You know what I want to elaborate on what you're saying, Pat, is even like with what you do and what we do and with the question you just asked Dave, the most rewarding thing to me about this whole thing is putting a smile on people's faces. And going back to when I was 16 years old and I used to make my little demo tapes on my 4-track, and then I would go over to my buddy's house and I'd say, hey, put this on your stereo, let's listen to it. And he would turn it on and crank it up, and they would get a big old grin and go, wow, that's killer. That's the most rewarding thing, is when you create something out of nothing, like, which was what music is. Or like in your case, when you share it with the world and you get everyone happy about it, that is what the reward is, really.
I would play Hush, and I'm not bullshitting you. I can play Hush. I can play Southside. I love Frank's solo stuff. And my phone would like light up. Who, what, where? Play Red Voodoo. Who, what, where? Because nobody has that outlet. Corporate radio, you're told what to play, how to say it, and I'm in a whole, our tag word is we're classic rock redefined. So I'm a happy guy, Frank, every day when I'm playing new music, because I'm knowing people are out there listening. I got listeners all over the country and all over the world. So, yeah, I'm super excited. It is all about having. I see these guys were on 10 minutes before the interview. They're so excited. They're like, this is so cool. This isn't Frank's first rodeo. He's done this a million times, but no, this is cool. So is it an EP or is it a whole album? Dino, talk to me about that process. Talk to me about the writing process. Is
Right.
it you? Is it Dev? Is it what is it? Andrew and Nick? How does that all work? Where do you find the inspiration from?
Right. So first off, regarding the EP and the album, right now we're really just honing in on our songwriting. We're taking this time during quarantine. We got our practice space going on, and it depends usually. Sometimes it's me and Dave when we go up to his house with just an acoustic guitar, looking at all the trees, and we write something together, or it's all of us collectively. Me, Nick, Dave, and Andrew. Writing something. It could either be we start jamming on a riff, and boom, it turns into a song. So just writing wise,
that's
it's very
another thing.
cohesive.
A time where we'll just jam something out and we'll all be on that same wavelength and we'll kind of know what we want to do.
I like the idea of the song Rise Up was to really, as Frank said, put a smile on people's faces. We've been in this lockdown and a lot of artists are putting great tracks about the Scorpions, Sign of Hope. There's a band called Sons of Silver, Quarantine in California. It's actually a funny track, but there's so much good stuff coming out that, people are just sitting home waiting for something to happen. So, Dino, talk to me about Rise Up. It was like you're walking around and
Right.
you wanted to do something and give it back. And,
I think, and Frank has told me this too, the best songs come from real life experiences. And, I live in downtown Sacramento. And, about 2 months ago when we were in the real, deep of all the coronavirus, it was just really desolate and, everyone was very sad and we were all dodging each other and everyone was just really anxious. And I just had to get away from it all. So, I went to the back roads of Sacramento and was driving around and really just thought about, the state of the world and what we were dealing with. And, I got home that night, stayed up to about 4 a.m., just writing what I felt, picked up an acoustic guitar, getting the melody all figured out. And the next day, I sent the track to Frank, just me and my guitar on a little video clip, and the light bulb went on, and Frank was like, hey, we could really do something with this. And, with all the other songs that artists have created along with Rise Up, this is really a song about hope, hope that the world could get better. And just a really uplifting song.
I love it. And I like here, I want to say the press release, since our song Rise Up was inspired by social distancing and the current COVID-19 crisis, we felt it'd be great to give back to the healthcare heroes on the front line and donate proceeds from Rise Up merchandise to Direct Release, directrelease.org. Please visit our website, web store for more info, which is redvoodooban.com. And you know what? You can't ask for any more than that. And I love people that give back. Frank doing the horse thing. Last time I talked to Frank, he was cutting horses and raising money in Fort Worth, right, Frank?
Yeah, I get involved every December with the Carity Foundation and jump on the back of a horse and compete with other celebrities. It's a celebrity cutting horse. The word cutting, people don't know what that is. What it is, it's an old cowboy sport that goes back to the cowboy days when you had to cut through a herd on horseback and separate the cows from each other. And so they've turned it into a traditional sport where you are judged on your accuracy of getting the cow separated. And it's not a cruel sport at all. In fact, these cattle and these horses get treated extremely well. They're treated like royalty, really. And the cattle, you separate the cow and they judge your angle on there. It's very competitive, very difficult sport. So yeah, that was something that my wife does great, and I just jumped into it with her. But what we're doing here is for the nurses, and it's a charity. Direct Relief is a charity that goes to the nurses and healthcare workers that are on the front lines of this COVID crisis. And so we have a Rise Up bundle that has the Red Voodoo logo on the shirt with the song Rise Up on it, and the band's first autographed 8x10 photo that we signed. I had 200 of them printed up, and the band actually signed them up. I think Dino's digging down there to show it to you. Is that what he's doing? What are you doing, Dino? Did you
got the pic right here? There
Nice.
we go. Got the Red Voodoo.
Yeah, so it's the Rise Up bundle that we're offering there, and over probably at least half of the proceeds. We've already raised $1,000. I just found out this morning with the sale of about 200 of the bundles. So it's really exciting that we're able to do that and give back to the healthcare workers on the front line.
That is number one lesson, giving back. I mean, that is awesome. And I encourage everybody watching the video to spend the time, spend the money, support these guys, and take care of the people certainly in the front line. Speaking of Rise Up, let's see a little Rise Up. Let's see the boys in action here. If I could do this properly, if my little mouse would work properly, and talk about this killer truck and this killer. And Dino's ready to catch flies here. Got the mouth open.
That's all belting it out.
There you go. Ah! So tell me about the, Davin, tell me about the shoot. Oh, wait, we are doing that. Okay, let me lower it a little. All right, Davin, so tell me about this.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun day, actually. We got together. We picked out our wardrobes about like a day or two before this video shoot. We could look really cool, look how we want, and we got out there and we had this really awesome crew. We had water for everybody. We had some snacks. We sat out there at about 5 o'clock just to get that golden heat. We just did what we do, kind of aches, and then we got some up shot, and riding in that truck, man, that was, that's one of Frank's friends at that truck, I think.
Yeah, what is that's like a 1950 or 60 pickup truck there, Frank?
Yeah, I think it's a 1952 Ford truck. And someone brought up a funny thing. They said it looks like the Sanford truck. I thought that was pretty funny. But, I'd like to send a shout out to Colton Hall, who's actually a friend of the band. He's another teenager. It's amazing the talent of these young guys. I mean, these guys are barely out of high school, Patrick. It's mind-blowing, man, the talent that these guys are sharing. Colton is one of Dino's high school buddies, and he had the drone that was flying around above everybody. And he brought the cameras, and he had 3 of his buddies, and we prepared that video. We put together the whole shot list together, and they had me behind the scenes yelling at them all day to keep it going, because we only had an hour or so to capture the light from 5 o'clock or whatever, and it was sweltering hot that day. We had to pick the hottest day of summer, of course, to do that out there. It was like 105 degrees or something crazy like that. But Colton Hall's another young teenage guy that has a tremendous amount of talent. He filmed it and edited it and flew the drone and everything.
That is so cool. The technology that we're dealing with today, every time I got a laptop or a computer problem, I grab my kid, Frank, because I have no clue. I'm an analog guy. I'm not a digital guy, but like, wow. Yeah, I watched a couple of the videos last night of the guys. I want to say the place is like, it's an opera house, and Dino's running around, jumping up and down. He's got the Sammy Hagar thing going. David's playing his little Eddie Van Halen, left and right. Andrew's running around in circles. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of great talent. You guys, you got the package there, guys. You got a cool name. And I saw it, the minute I saw Sammy Hagar, Sammy's got a song or an album, Red Voodoo.
Yeah. And Sammy Hagar's a big influence on the band as a whole. And, when it comes to writing, and like you said, our name, and it's kind of paying homage to, Sammy Hagar's Red Voodoo title.
And you guys got really good harmonies with Dave and maybe is that Andrew on bass?
Yeah.
No, you gotta have all that, and you certainly have it. So,
here's the thing I wanted to tell you too, Patrick, is is, you know, Dino came to me with that raw idea of the song, but then he took it to the band and then they whipped it up and sent me another really raw recording of it. And I could hear the chemistry, like you're talking about the background vocals. And so these kids come up to my garage and we work on the song, and the chemistry of the band of four young guys like this, it's so unusual to work with that and to find a band of four guys that actually have a chemistry. It's really been fun.
That's great. And you said these guys just graduated high school, so certainly congratulations.
Thank you.
That. Were you able to have a little ceremony? I mean, with this whole lockdown thing, were you able to get your diploma in front of, you know, your family or friends, like, you know, like I did like about 40 years ago?
Right. You know, they did the best they can under the circumstances, but, you know, I got to still walk, you know, wasn't a packed arena like a concert would be, but, you know, it was really good. It was rewarding.
Cool.
Yeah, they had a drive-through thing for my school where we would just take our cars and decorate a little float.
I think it's really important, and it's great to hear before we hit the record button that your parents really support where you're going with this and what you're doing. I think that's very, very important. I always tell my kids, I support you, whatever you want to do, 100%. Reach for the stars. It's there for the taking, you know. And like I said, you're going to run into bumps in the road. That's part of life. You're going to run into people that going to tell you no and all that stuff, and you just keep going forward. It comes down to how bad you want it. Am I right, Frank?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. And sticking together and riding through the ups and downs and not breaking up and quitting. You can't quit. You got to just keep swinging.
Absolutely. Any ballads on the album? Anything you can share? You guys got a title, album cover. Tell me about something.
We got a lot of cool things hidden up our sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, they've got a lot of ideas. The original song idea they have for a song called "Bring It Back." It's about bringing back rock and roll. That's a killer song. They got a new song called "Kick Some Ass" that we're working on. It's definitely not a ballad.
No. You'll see more of our. You'll see more of our
it's a little love ditty called "Kick Some Ass."
I love it. Well,
I you know, honestly, I'd say "Rise Up" is probably the closest thing to a ballad that these guys have. Honestly.
Yeah, but you know what? That song really works well, Frank, because it's a good opener. It shows them. They get to see them. It's a really cool song. It's not crazy over the top, but it's not, you know, crying, huggy, kissy. It's right in the middle of the road. It does really well for your first open the door and get out there. So I'm looking forward to it, fellas. I'm looking forward to playing Red Voodoo. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll ask you, Dino, fill in the blank. 10 years from now, the band will be
on the road.
Well, I hope that's next year. Forget it on 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. You got the platinum record like Frank does behind you.
There you go.
I got embarrassed by that, man. I had to turn around. I didn't want to seem like I was gloating with that stuff in the back.
No.
Hey, these guys will have a long career if they can stick it out and you know, stay out of trouble and not let anybody or egos get in the way, man. And it's a long haul, and they've got definitely got the talent and the foundation for it for sure.
Well, that's all that counts. The desire, the believe, the work ethic, and the responsibility that goes with it. And you guys will be, you guys are out there. I can't wait. I've been playing Red Voodoo. Well, I don't know when it came out, June 26th or so. The minute I got a copy, I liked it, played it. People called, "Who is this? What?" And now I love you even more because you're giving back to folks, and I am going to put that on our website, put that on my Facebook page, and I'm going to pull out my credit card and make sure that I get that guitar pick. I need that for my collection. And another shirt. And Frank, what are we doing from one place to another? Volume number 3. Come on, brother.
Yeah. You know, I heard Lord of the Thighs that I that I did just by accident. It just kind of popped up the other day on my phone, and that was a really fun song. And I know you spun that one, but I sent you one of my other tracks too that it was unreleased. What was it?
I gave you a couple ideas. I gave you Gary Wright, "Love Is Alive."
That's the one. Yeah. Did I send that to you?
You emailed me that, and I go, yeah. And I sent you like the box tops, the letter, BTO, giving you ideas. I mean, Frank did the Hush, and I loved it. More of a guitar compared to
what song I'm doing, and which I really want to record. And if I get a good version of this, it will inspire me to put out a volume 3. Is Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney.
Oh my God, that would be cool.
I did a version of it live at the Whiskey Go-Go. It's on my Instagram page, Pat. Go check out the IGTV. There's a version of Go-Go right before this Corona thing happened. It was in January. I played a show there, and I did Maybe I'm Amazed. But I just really am not doing anything myself. I'm really more into being the producer and more of the coach position than the actual performer. Really, I'm having a lot more fun. And there's only so much time you can spend in the studio, you know. So, but I appreciate the kudos, man. Thanks for the encouragement.
When the first time we talked, and you said your father-in-law said, "Go for it, go out there, try it, take the chance," and I love From One Place to Another, Volume 1. I got Volume 2, and I gave you a couple ideas for Volume 3. I played Hush. I love Southside. Congratulations on the guitar. Love Dove. I love it. Congratulations on the Gibson. And I hope to get you on the get back on the 4 Out podcast. Yeah.
Man, I got so many irons in the fire. It's crazy. Hey,
I know
you never got to taste the Heavy Metal Hippie Double IPA either, did you?
I did not, and I want to buy the Heavy Metal Hippie T-shirt. I got to buy the T-shirt.
Well, hey, we'll send you one. Don't buy it. We'll just send it to you.
Perfect. Before I let you go, fellas, if you could do me a favor, I'm doing a video collage to thank all the first responders out there. So Dino first, if you want to say Dino McCord of Red Voodoo, thank you. And then we'll go to Dave, and then we go to Frank, and then
all right,
we'll let you rock and roll.
Cool. All right, good.
Good.
Hey everyone, this is Dino McCord from Red Voodoo. Just wanted to say thank you all to healthcare heroes out there fighting on the front lines on this coronavirus pandemic.
Cool. All right, Dave.
All right. This is Davin Loiler from Red Voodoo, and I want to say thank you to all the first responders out there.
Excellent. Frank, you got something to say? Or?
Sure, man. Sure. Hey, this is Frank Hannon from Tesla, and I want to say thank you very much to all the first responders and the healthcare providers that are battling the coronavirus and the COVID-19 epidemic that we're faced with. You guys are our heroes, and we want to thank you very much. Peace.
I love it. Thank you, gentlemen. We got to do a shout out to Jody Best. It's all in the name. I love Jody. If it wasn't for Jody hooking me up with you guys and hooking me up with Frank, I couldn't do my job without my girl Jody. So certainly thank you to Jody.
Jody, your name says it all, hon. You are the best. There's no doubt about it.
That's right.
He is the best. All the listeners, I'm going to talk about it on Sunday. I'm going to talk about it again. Go to Red Voodoo Band. The money from Rise Up, the merchandise bundle, the T-shirt, all goes and helps out the directrelief.org, the healthcare heroes on the front line. Proceeds. So please, please, please do that. Check these guys out. I can't wait. Oh, by the way, Frank, congratulations. 5-man London Jam. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Abbey Road. Oh, my God. I talked to Brian. That had to be a pinch me moment.
It really was. And, you know, we didn't really plan to do it until the very last minute. They told us that we had a few extra days while we were in London. So we literally rented an extra hotel room to practice in and did like 3 rehearsals for it. And so I have to admit, we were a little bit nervous to jump into that studio with only 3 days of rehearsal. But we pulled it off, and we played some new songs as well as the old 5-man acoustic jam stuff from 30 years ago, because it is the 30th anniversary of the 5-man acoustic jam album. So that's what it is, the 5-man London Jam from Abbey Road Studio B, where all the great Pink Floyd and Beatles albums were made, and it was definitely a bucket list experience.
And to do We Can Work It Out in Abbey Road. Oh, man, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Best of health, much success. Get that
Thank you,
album
Pat.
to me, send it to me. Keeping new music alive is what I do here in New York. Pat Soundbytes IGTV. Perfect, guys. Perfect.
Awesome.